Hi everyone, I'm Elisa with River City Knits, and it is a stormy weekend here in San Antonio. And we thought we'd just kind of get together and do a YouTube live and try something a little bit different.
Hi, everybody. It's Amanda. Good to see you all again.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
I know
It's been over a month, I think.
Yes, I think
I
so.
think we've decided.
Yes. So our third podcaster, Enid, is out sick. So she's also like our director of photography.
So we're kind of finagling this. So if like I've chopped somebody's head out, yeah, I don't know what to do at this
We'll
point.
figure it out. Do we need to scoot over? Because I know
I think we're good.
We think we're good.
I think
Okay,
we're good.
so yeah, we kind of like played with it a little bit. So yeah, we're happy to be back. I think I've got some fun stuff, and we've
You've
got
got
some
fun
Mexican pastries.
Yum.
So we may be kind of enjoying some food during the podcast. So it's almost fall. So this coming week, September 21st, it'll be fall, and so we've had some weird weather recently here. There's like this low pressure front coming in, part of like, I don't know, something. And so we've had a lot of wet weather.
God.
So the mold has been like insane. And it looks, everything's green and lush here in South Texas, which
And
is
muddy.
and all like yellow and dead and crunchy grass or anything like that. So it looks delightful outside. Everything's all green. It's beautiful. It's kind of gray. Then you go outside and it's like 95% humidity. So
This is summer light.
so yeah,
We never get fall. We get
summer light. Yeah.
summer heavy, summer light, and then winter where we never leave our houses.
Right. It gets icy, scary, and light again. So. But I'm actually going to a retreat this coming weekend. I'll be up in Temple, Texas, and I'm really excited. I know Katie, who's been with us on a previous podcast, will be there as well. And so we have the opportunity to take a couple of classes from the Knitting Fairy. And I know, so I'm really excited. I've never met her. So one of them is a repair class, which is really cool. So we had homework. So yesterday I spent the day swatching.
I want to see.
I spent the day swatching. Let's. I spent the day swatching. I don't
Yeah,
do
but
that.
You have a class.
So I have a class. So
the
yeah.
class is totally
so
different.
yeah. So this is the. So we have to do a moss stitch a little closer. I'm hoping this kind of works right over here. So this is my moss stitch swatch. I just used the yarn that I'd recently been using for very recent projects.
What do you think of the moss stitch?
So I had tried doing a moss stitch pattern a couple of years ago, and I didn't understand it because I couldn't read my stitches back then.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really excited because yesterday I could. And I was also listening to book 7 of Harry Potter, so I'd be all listening and then like kind of knitting. I'm like, oh wait, but I could look at my stitches and read them and kind of be like, okay, this is where I'm at on the pattern because it's that 4-row.
Really stretchy.
It's
fabric.
really stretchy.
Nice texture.
So I've never really done a moss stitch because, like I said, the last time I failed miserably. So this kind of got me excited for it. So so she sent us the patterns. Then the next one is lace work.
Ooh, pretty.
This is the right size. Yeah, the right side.
Mm-hmm.
So the lace stitch pattern that so I don't know, it looks like it works. So I don't know if we're gonna do like a couple of rows during the class and then we make the mistake and then we go back to it. So I'm excited because I actually have a project
What?
from last year.
Last year. Oh.
Remember this one?
I do.
There's a big
It's got a
old
mistake.
hole and it just is just so it's fixable. It is fixable. I just been a little scared. I need the confidence and I'm excited for the class. So this is probably hopefully going to help with this during the weekend. So I'm excited.
That'll be fun.
The third item is a cable.
Goodness.
So I did that last night during the Battle at Hogwarts chapter of Harry Potter.
So you're going to learn how to fix cables?
Mm-hmm. So this is a fixed class and there's a fourth
Brioche.
and the fourth one is brioche. And I've never knit brioche, so I will be praying to the YouTube gods today.
That'll be fine.
and doing some brioche. Katie actually found a really cool video, so she had posted it on her link on Instagram. She's Katie Metzroth on Instagram. So I'm going to probably use that kind of as a basis. And I also know I can call a friend or 5. She's included in that. So yeah, it was kind of fun swatching. It actually has me even more excited for this class. I'd been texting with Katie, and I had told her, I was like, yeah, I'm going to do the class, but I don't think I'm going to make a swatch. She immediately was like, what do you mean? And I was like, well, I don't knit brioche. And she's like, at some point in your career,
you're gonna have to.
You're going to knit brioche, and it's better to at least go in knowing kind of how to fix things. So I'm like, that's truth.
Is your pattern for 2 color or 1 color?
2 color, thankfully. Good. So
2 colors easier.
That's what Enid said. She said, I highly recommend you do 2 color. And then I looked at the little pattern, and it's 2 colors. So so I'll be learning brioche, you guys. I'm a little excited. That'll be my today thing. So that should be fun. I got a lot of stuff here. I feel like it's fall.
I'm glad you do.
I feel like I'm a little squirrel. I've kind of pulled some stuff. So you saw my scarf. That's part of it was a read along, knit along with hands occupied. And Heidi, it was called The Scarf of Dreams. And it was the book.
Oh, that's right.
The circus one.
The Night Circus.
The Night Circus.
That's right.
And I'd been plugging away, and then I got behind on a couple of, you know how it is. You get behind on a couple of glues, then you look at your work, and you're like, this is lace.
I don't know where I'm at.
I don't know what's going to happen here. So, in fact, I should probably open my Mary Poppins bag and look to make sure that the pattern's in there, because it is.
It is.
Because with my luck, I drive up to Temple, and there's no pattern. And then I'd be like, what, this is all.
That's what they make Ravelry for.
So, that's true. That's what Ravelry is for.
Do you have difficulty saying that word, too?
Ravelry?
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 I always feel like I just garble it up.
Ravelry.
I have to. It's
That's
one of those I have
it.
to think about. Ravelry.
Ravelry. There's a lot of words I have to think about. There's a lot of words.
Kind of runs together there. In the
yeah, Ravelry. So, what else? So, Hunter Hammerson has released a really beautiful star pattern, and I'm super excited about it. But this past week, I've not had the brain capacity to study the pattern. There's beautiful pictures. There's lots of really good assistance for it, but it did me more. And I'm one of those people who also I learn by watching. So Katie's promised to help me with it during the retreat, and I think that'll be nice because it'll be we're not doing anything else. We're just crafting. So it'll kind of put me in that zone to kind of learn.
It looks like a pattern that once you get the hang of it after the first section, then you really won't need the pattern anymore. It will kind of visualize itself.
Well, Katie promised me that it'll probably take about an hour or so to knit them once you learn.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
So we'll see.
That's not bad at all.
That's not bad at all. I'm excited. So, and I actually am going to follow in Katie's lead. She's going to do a little Advent kind of calendar thing. So her goal is to make a star a day during the month of December. And so I think I want to do the same thing too. I have a cute bag. It's one of the
stars.
knot bag, and it's got stars on it that I'll be storing them in. And my first this is a lot of yarn. I can't even say this is a little bits of yarn. It's from Enzula fiber, and I used it as part of my doodler, the Stephen West pattern that my grandmother quickly appropriated as soon as I cast off on that wrap. So I have some of that left over, so I'm going to use it to make stars. And then I have other colors as well, so I want to make them lots of different fun colors.
It'll be a little instant gratification.
I think so.
Project.
I think so.
This is the season. It's the season of mystery knit-alongs.
It
Y'all,
is.
I don't know if you've been following along on Instagram or Ravelry. That all the mystery knit-alongs are coming up. And to revisit our discussion from a year ago about mystery knit-alongs, they're still quite large.
They're pretty popular.
They're incredibly popular, but I feel like the yardage that's required for each one of those increases a little bit every year. So we're reaching epic proportions.
So speaking of Mr. Knit-alongs and it being a year and a half from completion, I finally finished my starting point.
Yay!
So this has made me a this way, right? Oh, this way.
Oh no. Yes.
Yes, this is the right side.
Woo woo.
So this was May 7th, 2017 when I started this. We are in September of 2018. So it took a while. I love the size. I was afraid it was going to be too small, which was kind of ridiculous of me because it's huge. It's 5 colors. I can't wait for it to actually get pulled out.
Nice.
It does. So this is Farmer's Daughter's Fiber, and this was a kit that I bought from them for the knit along. So I was really excited.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So yes, people were asking, "Are you going to do the starting fade?"
Nope.
And no, thank you.
Nope, I'm cured.
This was good. This feels great. I have a nice big wrap. I have another wrap that I keep at work for when it gets really cold.
I feel like if you take on one of these projects, and when you finally finish it, if you're not like us able to finish it in
the time,
yeah, it pretty much cures you of like a lot of things.
Yes.
Like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, 5 skein mystery knit alongs. I think I will hold back on.
Good.
So it's absolutely gorgeous. This pattern has also, in addition, I know the speckles are gorgeous. In addition to Make One Right and Make One Left, I have them memorized. I now have a thing for ribbing with knitting through the back loop. I do, so much so, in fact, that my socks, I knit and purled them through the back loop here for this last pair of socks that I'm doing for the Socks for Dobby knit along too.
You purled through the back loop, or you
I
knit
did
through the back
both.
loop?
I did
You
both.
did both, so you did twisted ribbing all the way across?
Yeah, I do it for 12 rows. My cuff, I just do just 12 rows.
Sounds like torture.
It wasn't. This is Nomadic Yarns. She's the one that's hosting the knit along. It's been for the past 7 months, and we are in book 7 of the Harry Potter series. I've read the books and seen the movies, so I know what's happening. So I decided to choose final one, which is the colorway is called the Potions Master for Severus Snape.
Oh, that's appropriate.
I'm gonna start crying. I really
Just watched it last night.
well, I was listening to it last night.
Oh, listening
well,
to
no, what was it? 2 weeks ago, I was like, God, I need a good cry. So I was like, let me get on Netflix. And then I saw that Still Magnolias is back on it.
Oh my goodness!
So I was like, oh, that's a good one because there's Laffy.
And then I'm gonna make you really happy, and then I'm just gonna
rip it all
heart out.
So I watched Still Magnolias for a good cry a couple weeks ago. It was good. So I'm very happy to be done. I feel like I turned into a monogamous knitter.
You did.
I did. I didn't cast on anything while I was finishing this up. And I swear and you guys, so many of you guys, thank you guys. So many of you have been like such awesome cheerleaders. And so many of you had said, once you connect them, it's going to fly. And that's exactly, it was really good.
That's true.
It is.
Yay.
Yay. So I feel like I've talked a lot about stuff.
That's good, because I have nothing. I have nothing to report. It's been 5 weeks.
Something
6
like
weeks?
that.
A month? I haven't done anything. You see my knitting? It's just sitting there. I'm not knitting it.
Is it you're not in the mood? Is it there's no time?
I'm just not in the mood. I don't. And maybe it's because it's been so hot and it just, like going on 2 months of 100+ degree weather, and your house doesn't seem to be cool, and every time you sit down you're sweating. Like, I think the last thing I want to do is pull out a bunch of yarn and put it in my lap. I don't know. And school started, and work's busy, and I'm tired, and
Yeah.
I just have it, and I feel like I get like this every year around this time, and then here in a week or two
it'll kind of
swing the other way.
Well, that's good. I feel like you were really.
I did a lot.
Yeah, there was
and then it just kind of
good period of time where you were like checking out a lot of stuff. So
yeah. So and
that's
then
kind of cool.
It hit the skids. But there's yarn crawl prep going on, and there's kidney prep going on, and there's getting all that.
Well, what are you doing with Yarn Crawl?
Stuff together. I'm doing a trunk show at the Yarn Barn the second weekend of the Hill Country Yarn Crawl, which is October 13th and 14th.
The best little yarn
Yay.
crawl in Texas. So it is October 5th through the 14th. So it's 2 weekends and then the week between there. So
Mhm.
I don't know how many days that is. So this is the passport. I picked it up on Tuesday when I stopped
Yay.
at the yarn barn. I
So
don't know if you
there's
guys,
a
hopefully you
lot
guys can
of
see it. I'm going to put in couple different spots.
there's a lot of great trunk shows at all the yarn shop over
Yes.
the 2 weekends. I wanted to say 2 weeks, but it's actually 2 weekends.
It's 2
It
weekends.
runs from Friday through the next week through that Sunday.
Yeah.
I'll be at the Yarn Barn the 13th and the 14th. Our really good friends, Logan and Jose from Leon Alexander Yarns, will be at the Yarn Barn the 6th and 7th.
Oh, they're the weekend. He's the weekend before you.
He's the first weekend, and I'm the second weekend.
Okay. And I think she has. Does she have Paisley Ducky there also that first weekend?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. I don't want to speak for Enid. I don't know.
I only know about Logan.
You just know about Logan.
But
so you're there. You're kind of participating as a dyer.
yes, I'm a dyer.
And you go to different shops. You go to shops here in the area. Is that what you usually do? Like as a passport, as a crawler. No.
Own probably most of the Hill Country Yarn Crawl passports since I moved to San Antonio. I own the bags.
Yeah, there's bags. So you get a passport. You get a book. You get a stamping passport, and then you get a canvas bag. But how many shops have you ever gone to?
Just the ones in San Antonio.
Just the ones in San Antonio. So there's a really nice canvas bags.
I don't
put
get
your
out
goodies.
much. I don't,
Yeah.
and I got small kids and
You do.
kids in school and activities and lots of things going on. And then in the last couple of years since I got back into dyeing, it's prep time. I mean, I can't just go off the weekend before that because I'm in, super prep mode.
That's true.
But I'll be at the Yarn Barn. I should also be sending a new shipment of stuff to Lavender and Sage Stitchery and Bandera for the Yarn Crawl. I need to work on that today when I get home. I have serious work to do.
Writing the list down. The to-do list is being.
That to-do list is formulating in my head. So that is pretty much all I have going on. Kidnew in November, the second weekend of November.
And it's in a different area. It's a
It's
different
in
location.
Kerrville this year. They've revamped their website. If you haven't looked at their website and their
Ooh,
social
check it
media,
out.
they've. I
Check
mean,
it
they're
out.
they're on it this year.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So it's nice to see, that getting some new life on that end of it.
And that's nice. It's November. I can't say it's
Yeah.
cooled down, but I mean it's not.
No.
It's not 90 or 100.
It's either hot or cold. It's either
Yes.
really hot or really cold and rainy. And I don't know what that is.
I know.
think right the weekend before Thanksgiving we'd get some moderate weather. We never get moderate weather.
Nope, doesn't happen that way. But it's a lot of fun because it's very homey feel. I don't know. I'm excited because this may be a
Yes.
little bit different this year. But
It could be. I'm excited to see. Of course, East Texas Fiber Festival is going on the same weekend
oh wow, okay.
in Lindale. For those of you up closer to the Dallas area or maybe up along the border with Oklahoma, that's going on in Lindale the same weekend. So
Which is still like a 5-hour, 6-hour.
from here,
Yeah.
it's probably 5.5 hours from where we are. But there's going to be some people up there that are typically at Kidnew that aren't going to be at Kidnew. So it's the vendor hall will have a new look. Some of the people are going back, but
That should be
some of
interesting.
them aren't. So it's going to be a little different this year. But
A few years ago, Jeanette and I, Bookish Stitcher, she's had a podcast. We went together and we had a lot of fun.
Mhm.
It was fun. I think that's been about 2 years now, and we were all in our knitwear. And they were like, "Ugh, it's hot," and we're just
Dying.
taking everything off.
oh my goodness. I'm
So-
sorry I keep drinking this, you guys, but I am trying to get rid of this headache that I haven't been able to get rid of since last night.
It's the mold.
I'm trying to ply it with caffeine and sugar and see if it will
I
Go into submission.
took a Claritin, so now I'm just drinking tons of water because I'm all like, even this morning I went to wash my face and I saw like dry spots. I'm like, that's the Claritin, it's drying me up.
Yeah, I've taken everything I can take, and it's
Still feeling it.
I'm still like have that little like twinge back behind my eye.
That's how I was on Thursday. So yeah, so beautiful green grass and trees, but lots of mold. It's like at 3220 or something.
Pretty yucky out.
Yeah, it's really crazy.
It was 20,000 yesterday.
Oh,
40,000 the day before that. That's crazy.
it's
crazy.
totally crazy. It's totally crazy. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, help yourself. So I picked up some Mexican pastries, some pan dulce, and I got some pan de huevo and marranitos and empanadas. So
the gingerbread.
the gingerbread piggies are delicious. So just to have a little more sugar. Yeah, more sugar. So I'm trying to think what else we have. I'm excited for Yarn Crawl. So I'm
It'll be
there
fun.
as, a girl who buys yarn. And I actually am I've done this for the past 3 years. There's a group of us who travel together. I know our friend Marissa and her husband Caleb kind of organize it, and Caleb's our driver, which is a lot of fun because that gives us a chance to knit and travel, because the Yarn Crawl's in a lot of like different areas. So the furthest shop is 2.5 hours from
Navasota?
here. Navasota, 2.5 hours from here. So north of Houston, so kind of like northeast of San Antonio. Kinda-ish.
Over by
east-ish.
College Station.
It's
If
near
you're
College.
familiar with Texas.
Yeah, it's by Texas A&M College Station. So we usually leave really early in the morning and kind of just make our way through and nap, and we take goodies and snacks and have a good time. So we have a big group this year. There's like 13 of us.
Wow.
So he's gotten a bigger vehicle, and we're going to
I just have this visual of Caleb driving this massive van.
well, when we're like in the Marble Falls area during the hill country, I'm like, I'm a little scared. He's a great driver though.
Big 15 passenger cargo
No, he's
van.
with like a bunch of yarn. So, and a bunch of ladies with needles. So, I mean, he's a great driver. Like, he's in control of all the like loops and turns and windy ways and stuff, but I get nervous. So it's kind of funny. But yeah, I think there's like 12 or 13 of us, so we're going to get a bigger van.
That'll be fun.
It should be a lot of fun, and we're going to do a different route. In the past, we've gone east first and headed out to Navasota and made our way back up Austin. But this time we're going to start in Seguin, which You're So Crafty is located, and then we're going to make our way into the New Braunfels area, then Dripping Springs, and then into Austin. And we've because there's so many of us, we actually thought he found an Airbnb for us. So his biggest concern, he's like, I don't know, you ladies, what your shower time is, but we have a schedule.
Oh my goodness.
He's like, if I have to make a calendar of what
Scheduled
like,
bathroom time.
yeah, a little planning time, and like he's like, everybody's gonna get a certain amount of minutes or whatever. So we'll see how it goes. I'm sure there's more than one bathroom in this Airbnb that fits at least 13 people. So, because if there's one bathroom, I'll be like, I can use some wipes. I'm fine. I can make this
I
work.
got baby wipes I can donate to the cause.
I know. I've whatever, make it work. So it should be a lot of fun, but it is a lot of fun going into each of the shops. The way the Yarn Crawl works here in Central Southeast Texas, you go in and you get your passport stamped, and you also get a button, and then they have 2 patterns that you get, one knit and one crochet, and then they have one type of yarn, and it's supposed to be like whatever the pattern is made from, and it's a 30% discount. So lots of fun shopping opportunities. Plus, it's a great way to like check out lots of other small yarn shops, independent yarn shops in the area, and you can always run into friends and stuff. So it's a good time. Are you laughing at my fandom nerdiness?
I'm going to give Elisa a plus 20 to her nerdiness stats. Her stitch marker matches her Harry Potter Quidditch necklace.
Yes. I got this as a gift from the birthday swap
That's
this
awesome.
past February. And I was like, oh, I should wear it today because I don't have a Harry Potter t-shirt. But I have Mickey Mouse, and he's all soft and fuzzy.
Golden snitch is the word I'm looking
Yes,
for.
the golden snitch. So, it's cute. That's my progress.
That's cute. So
So-
you're all matchy.
I'm all matchy. If I had a Harry Potter t-shirt, I would totally be wearing it.
Let me get you some round glasses.
Nerd. I have a cup at work. I have a cup at my
Nerd.
desk at work that says nerds rule.
I like
I
it.
should have brought that instead of this one. My friend Karen made this, and she does what is this stuff called? The stuffy where you like
The vinyl?
the vinyl stuff. So she said she was practicing making smaller type things. So she's like, oh, I'll like practice to make something. So she has that, and then she put my name on the other side.
That's awesome.
So I love this cup. I've lost
like
the
that.
top, but I've lost the top on most of my cups.
I need to.
So I have to
I
be
need
very
to,
careful.
to email her. I'm glad you said her name. I completely
Her birthday's
forgot
coming
about
up.
that.
Happy birthday,
Is it?
Karen!
Happy birthday, Karen!
It's the 17th.
Was today the 16th? I don't even know what day it is. It's Sunday. I don't know.
Yes, you say. Yeah, it's Mexican Independence Day today.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. Happy birthday, Karen. I guess I should call her too. Or send her a text.
You're gonna get a barrage of messages tomorrow. So yeah, if I can get that worked out, I'll have something super cool for y'all at Yarn Crawl. If I can get my crap together.
Ooh, she'll get it together. Amanda's good at that.
Yeah, I procrastinate for the win.
Trying to remember what my second class is. So we take 2 classes with the Knitting Fairy during the retreat. One is the repair class, and I can't remember. Oh, blocking.
Oh, blocking.
So we'll be doing a blocking class as well. So I'm
That's awesome.
excited. It's a small group. It'll be very different from the Knitting in the Hills retreat, which has over 100 people. I think this is a lot
Right.
smaller. And it's not just knitters or crocheters. There's also quilters and people who do, what is it, scrapbooking and everything. So they have like a big open room. Yeah, so it's a big open room, and like everybody's gonna have their own station to work. Amanda's making sure that
I'm just making sure we're still recording.
still recording and that we're here and there and in frame. Maybe.
We are in frame.
Yay!
We're not video production people.
No.
So it's not all highly polished.
No, but that's okay. That's kind of
That's
who we,
real life.
and it's kind of who we are. Not real polished. I'm not.
A little rough around the
A
edges.
little rough around the edges.
There was something else I was gonna say.
So do you feel? Did you think
No,
of
go
it?
ahead.
Okay, so when you're talking about how you kind of get into this kind of slump, and it's just like it's too hot, it's too this. There's
Yeah.
all of this stuff. Do you find other things to craft, or do you just like what? I'm gonna do these other things in my life and not.
I pretty much will put all of it aside except for the work aspect of it. And I have, truth be told, I haven't done a whole super lot of things for my shop either. It's just like, when you get into show prep and you come out of show prep, you're like, oh my God, like I just need a break. And sometimes the breaks extend longer because it's not my full-time job. I mean, I have
Right.
other things to,
Right, you have a full-time
that
job.
if there's a void, that void gets immediately filled.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's with kids or, other social aspects of my life or, all of that, that void gets filled. So now I have to go back in and I have to
Make room again.
make room again, which I can do, but it's just getting back into that thing. I'm not going to sit in the chair and watch TV and play video games, for an hour and a half every night, like I have been.
That's
That
also
will
a
be
fun
more
release.
dedicated.
Yeah.
That's fun. And
Mhm.
I've picked back up some things that I really enjoyed in the past and that, I kind of missed. For all of you super nerds, I picked back up World of Warcraft after like a 10-year hiatus.
Oh wow.
Like I went back into my account and my last login date was June of 2007.
Oh, that's over 10 years.
Was it 2007 or 2008? It may have been 2008. No, 2008. Because it was right at a little over 10 years. So
What year was Molly born?
Molly was born in 2009. So it was right after I got pregnant
Mm-hmm.
with Molly. And I did nothing but sleep for that first 3 months. So I picked that back up, and I've been playing that, and that's fun. It's just mindless, fun.
Right. Yeah, but it's
So-
something just to release and just
Right.
relax and
So
stuff.
I've been doing that.
I
And not much else.
not
Hanging
much
out
else?
with my kids. My daughter's all up in Fortnite, as I'm sure all of the other people's kids are all up in Fortnite.
Is that the flossy one? The flossing one? Flossing, where they floss?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I played Fortnite like twice, and my fingers don't move that fast anymore. To do all the building and the running and the shooting, and she was like, "I'm gonna play."
You're like, go
How
for
about
it.
it?
Go for it.
But
That's funny.
television, I have some TV recommendations. If you didn't watch Yellowstone, that was on the Paramount Network.
Mm-hmm.
I think it used to be Spike TV. The season has ended, and I don't know, it's 10 or 11 episodes, I think. I recommend it. If you like kind of that Western type feel of a show. I needed something to fill my Longmire void. I waited a whole year to watch the last season of Longmire because I really didn't want
You
it
didn't
to
want
end.
it to end?
So I finally watched the last season of that, and needed something. My dad actually recommended this show to us.
When you said Yellowstone, I immediately thought of a Western, so that's really funny.
It's kind of, it has Kevin Costner in it, and it has some other, I can never remember this guy's name, but he was in one of the seasons of American Horror Story. And some other people. Watch that. Watch the first episode of the spinoff of Sons of Anarchy,
Oh,
the
okay.
Mayans.
Oh.
That was pretty good. And I did watch the first episode of the new season of American Horror Story, which I did not hate, which I hated the last couple of seasons. I didn't even watch the last couple of seasons beyond the first
they were-
episode because they were terrible. This one, I think, has potential. I think so. I feel like I'm not very perky today. I don't know if I'm ever really perky. I just feel kind of like flat.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So I had some caffeine, so I'm having to hold myself back because I threw in an extra shot of espresso.
Yes.
I had a reward. I'm gonna make it. I mean, it's a free drink, so I went crazy.
Oh my goodness.
It's huge, and there's extra.
The
It smells
jumbo.
good. So I'm trying not to talk fast, actually. So I think we're gonna even everything out between everything.
Oh my goodness, you guys. I promise next time I'll come with knitting content. I promise. Y'all hold me to that.
We can hold you to it, but it's also, I mean, I think that's also something we have to remember as crafters and makers and
Sometimes
knitters.
we just need a break.
Sometimes you just need a break. It's funny because one of the girls from the group that we're going to be traveling together for the yarn crawl, we met up yesterday at Starbucks, and she busted out some cross stitch.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, I haven't done cross stitch since college.
I know,
So
right?
I was just like, let me take a look. And so she's just like, I'm just not feeling the knitting. And this is, I still feel like I want to make, but,
Yeah.
not necessarily the knitting or the crocheting because she also crochets. So I think it's okay to cut ourselves that slack that we're not constantly having to make. And I don't know, like, you're a designer and you also make bags, you dye yarn. I feel like sometimes there's that pressure of like constantly doing stuff, but
You're constantly doing, if I'm not dealing with my kids or making dinner or washing dishes, I'm working on the shop.
that it's like, well, is there pressure? Well, should I be making something? Should I be, knitting something up or crocheting? And I think it's good to cut ourselves that slack and just be like, you know what? I'm going to play video games. And it's totally okay because then it's like, then you resent a piece, I think.
That's entirely possible.
Yeah, I think there's that too. And it's just, you're not happy with it and just like constantly just ripping stuff out. So I get like that occasionally. So, but I did. I'm really glad I promised myself not to cast on anything until I finish this. So I have a shawl that I'm going to make for my friend Mary because her office is always like 68 degrees.
Nice.
So to me, that sounds fantastic, but she's always cold. So I actually did the shawl before. It was part of the Seawall Fibers knit along. It wasn't a mystery. It was just a regular knit along. And the Raindrops knit along, I think is what it's called. Was it? It
We
was
did
from
the
like,
raindrops.
yeah, it was the one with Seawall Fibers. Not the Sally one, not the Wool Diaries one, but it was with Seawall Fibers.
Oh, I don't know.
I can't remember. We got the yarn, me and
I
Mary.
only remember Sally's.
Yes, so it was a Sally one that it was waiting for rain or raindrops. I can't remember.
It has a lot of holes in it.
Yes, on purpose holes.
Mm-hmm.
Holes on purpose. Maybe it was the Sally knit along and not the Seawall Fibers. No, it's called the Seawall. It was the Seawall one. It's because those were the two she was trying to decide on. She was like, do I want holes or do I want short rows? That's what it was. She doesn't know what short rows are, but she's a knitting mogul. But she likes knitting. She likes my knitting, and like we hang out, and she's cool with us going to the bar. I mean, knitting on socks. My other friend is like, you are not bringing your knitting because we want to meet guys. Like, you're going to make them run away. And I'm like, I think it takes a special guy who'd be like, oh, this girl's kind of interesting. Let's check this out. And I think that'd be the kind of guy I'd be interested in.
Mary's fun.
Anyway, so that's the next thing I'm going to work on. Then I'm going to finish this off. That's the first sock that I'm doing. And I have, I think, till October 7th. So it should be good.
Oh, you got a couple weeks yet.
Mm-hmm. Plus a retreat in between, so I should have it done in time. And then
I love retreat knitting.
I know it's so much fun.
Is this an empanada?
It's empanada with the pumpkin inside of it. Yeah,
Pumpkin.
yeah, it's pumpkin. I just thought these were just pretty colors, the pink and the yellow. So I was like, oh,
This is like the only pumpkin spice anything worth eating. Yes.
It's funny because I was at Starbucks, so I was like, should I get a pumpkin? I'm like, no.
You
It's
shouldn't.
not my thing. Not my thing. So I think we can wrap it up.
I'm like, oh, good.
I think we're going to wrap this up, guys. I'm using terms that I don't really even know. Thank you guys for listening, and thank you for your patience as we, kind of took a little break in between. And I noticed there's a few new subscribers, so thank you. So if you do enjoy our podcast, please subscribe, and feel free to give us, suggestions and ideas for us to talk about, because we do want to make this kind of an interactive and fun way to just kind of hang out and have fun, learn, knit, laugh.
Eat.
Eat.
You can watch us eat some more.
Yeah, we can eat some empanadas. Well, thanks, you guys. So we have to turn this off.
Bye.
Bye. I'm going to see, I don't know if I want empanada or pan de huevo.
I don't know. I feel like I spent the last 30 minutes eating.
You didn't. You had like one tiny piece of the marranito. I'm going to go.
How do I turn this off?
Uh-oh. Yum.